Welcome students to our online classes. Myself Ashwini Honkarse is going to explain you a lesson changes around us. So students, you can observe how water is flowing over here. At the side of the water, a number of plants are grown, right? So this is our nature. Now you can see a beautiful flowers stand up in the nature. See how flowers are opening. So this is the type of change from the bird to the flower. See, different types of flowers are there in our surrounding. How raindrops are falling on the flower. So this is also a change, falling of rain. You can see the insects, different types of beautiful flowers. This is all our nature, right? This is all our nature, and in our nature many changes are happening every time. Now let us start our lesson with index. So in this lesson we are going to study introduction, types of changes, ways to bring the changes. Introduction. So now students, we are going to study the types of changes. In this, we are going to study physical change, chemical change, reversible change and irreversible change. So let us start with the physical change. So students, what is physical change? When we will see there is a change in the shape or size of the substance, that is nothing but physical change. You can observe over here that how water is converted in the form of ice. So these are the changes in which only physical property of a substance changes and no new substance is formed. So this is very important. When the substance will change only physical properties and no new substance will be formed. So for example, water will be converted in the form of ice cube. Now, chemical change. So, chemical change is nothing but there will be a change in its chemical properties. When we will burn the wood, it will convert in the form of ash, right? It will convert in the form of ash. So, these are the changes in which chemical properties of a substance change and a new substance is formed. So, wood never remain wood as it is when we will burn, right? It will convert in the form of ash. So this we will call it as a chemical change. Now, characteristics of physical change. So what are the characteristics? So when we will see there is a physical change, no new substance are formed. Products are identical to the reactants. Means the substance are identical to the reactants. These changes are reversible. So we can get the product as it is again. Now the characteristics of chemical changes. Properties of products are different from the properties of reactants. So the properties are changed as we will get the new substance, right? Most of the chemical changes are irreversible. If we will burn the wood, it may convert in the form of ash, but by the ash we will not get the wood again. So this is not a reversible process, it is an irreversible process. This changes always results in energy changes. So while doing the chemical changes, there will be an energy change. Now reversible changes. So what are reversible changes? When we will get the substance back, that is nothing but reversible change. For example, stretching of rubber, right? How much you will stretch the rubber, but the rubber we will get it again. Now irreversible change. When we will do the any changes with that substance, it will never come back. It will never come back. So that is nothing but irreversible change. These are the changes which cannot be brought back to its original state. For example, burning of paper, it will convert in the form of ash. So now here some pictures are there. You just identify which are reversible and which are irreversible. For example, the juice is converted in the form of ice cream. Can we convert it again in the form of ice juice? Yes, really we can convert it, right? The ice cube will be converted in the form of water. It may again convert in the form of ice cube also. But the wood, when we will burn that time, it will be converted in the form of ash. The wood we will not get it again. Here the boy playing with a ball and he broken the vase, right? Can we get the vase again? If it is made with the pot, then maybe, right? Egg is converted in the form of omelette. Can we get the omelette again as an egg? No, not possible. Yes, the cloth is shrinked. Can we get it again? Yes, definitely. So, here some are reversible and some are irreversible. Now, ways to bring the changes. Now, we can bring about a change in a substance by doing one or more following processes. So, which are the processes? By the heating, we can change physically or chemically. Applying force, mixing it with something else. So, we can mix some other material with the material, then also we may get the changes. Now, let us see about the melting point of a substance. What is melting point? A constant temperature at which a solid starts melting. This temperature is called a melting point of a solid. So before we know about the melting point, boiling point, let us know about the thermometer, right? We have to know about the thermometer. So this is a thermometer. This is the normal thermometer. Oh, we will get it in a hospitals. We can see when we visit the doctor, doctors are using this thermometer to know your body temperature. Nowadays we are using this one, electrical thermometers, right? It is showing your body temperature. So these are the two types of thermometer. Here at the nose of thermometer, it contains mercury, and when it touches the heat body, the mercury rises up and it will show you the temperature. By the help of this thermometer, we can understand the melting point and boiling point of the substance, right? Now, a constant temperature at which a solid starts melting. Suppose if ice cube is there, it starts melting and it will convert in the form of water, right? And a freezing point, a process in which liquid changes into solid form, is called as a freezing. It called as a freezing. Now, what is expansion? What is expansion? A process in which an object becomes bigger in size. Yes, an object becomes bigger in size. For example, or it may able to be bent, right? So, metal, when we will heat the metal for a particular temperature, it becomes soft and it will expand in its size, right? It will expand in its size. You may see that how the metal is bent, right? Now melting, a process in which a solid melts to become a liquid on heating is called as a melting. Now you can see when ice cream you are going to eat, when it will comes to your hand, it starts melting. Why? Because of hand temperature or what? No, because of your nature temperature. Because when it will be in freeze refrigerator, its temperature is very less. And here about the chocolate, again because of temperature it starts melting. Now, changes caused by heating. When an object is heated, it gets affected in one or many possible ways. How? Let us see. Some objects get hot but do not change in any way, like soil. How much you heat the soil, it may heat, but whether it will change in any shape, size or anything? No, not at all. Soil remains as it is. Some objects get hot and also expand in its size. Just now we discussed about a metal, right? It will expand in its size. Some objects get hot and begin to burn like paper, right? When we will take paper, just concentrate on paper with magnifying glass, it is at one temperature it starts burning. Now, some objects get hot and change their state like ice cream, ice cube, right? Now, changes by applying pressure. When we apply force to an object, so we can change its shape and size. When we apply force on object, it can change by shape and size. See, just when we put the air in the balloon, it increases its size, right? Air can be compressed. We can compress the air also. For example, LPG which you are using in your home. Here, the liquid is converted by the air. The liquid form of gas is there, which is compressed air. Yes? Now, we can call it as a liquid petroleum gas. Now, metals can be hammered into thin sheets. For example, gold earrings, whatever gold you are using, no, that is a soft metal. That is a soft metal and it is converted in the method of sheets and they are preparing ornaments. Now, elastic can be stretched. For example, rubber, right? Cotton can be spun into threads. So, this is also a type of spring. Now, changes by mixing a substance with others. So, one example I may give in a daily life, that milk is mixed with a tea powder, sugar and convert in the form of tea. This is also a type of chemical change, right? When we can bring about a change in a substance by mixing it with another. For example, making solution by mixing water soluble substance in water. Suppose orange juice is mixed with water, milk is mixed with water, color is mixed with the water, so we can't separate it, right? Now, metals expand on heating and contracts on cooling. Now, force. A push or a pull acting on a body which tends to change its state, or a rest of motion or a motion is called as a force. A push or a pull of a substance is called as a force. Now, natural changes. Changes which occur in nature on their own are called as a natural changes. For example, changes of a day and night. This is a natural change. A person never made it. It is a natural change. Now, in that also, slow changes and fast changes are there. A slow change. Changes which take longer time to occur are called as a slow changes. For example, rusting of iron, tooth decay. Tooth decay, it is a long process. Why you know? When you are small, now you are small only, right? Continuously you are eating chocolate, so one by one your teeth becomes like this, right? This is nothing but tooth decay. So take precaution, don't eat more chocolates. Even though if you like the chocolates, eat it, then brush your teeth twice, thrice in a day. Now, changes. Many changes are taken place around us in their own. So, this is the growing of flowers blooming and withering of flowers, right? So, contraction. The process in which an object becomes smaller or shrinks is called as a contraction. For example, now in the computer we can see a person is become small, right? This is nothing but contraction. Now, evaporation. A process in which liquid changes into vapor is called as a evaporation. So, in the nature, we know water cycle, right? So, here the liquid changes into vapor. Sea water is converted in the form of air. Now, reversible and irreversible changes. Just now we discussed. Let us take out one revise. Changes that occur around us can be broadly categorized as reversible and reversible depending on whether or not they can be reversed. So, these are the difference between reversible and irreversible. So the process is carried out infinitesimally slowly. It is carried out rapidly. Irreversible, right? At any stage the equilibrium is not disturbed. Here equilibrium may exist only after the completion of the process. It takes infinite time for completion. It takes finite time for completion. Work obtained in this process is maximum. Work obtained in this process at not maximum. Now irreversible change. Now reversible change. See, changes that can be reversed are called as a reversible change. Here you can observe how ice cream is melted, but we can again get this ice cream as ice cream, right? Now water is evaporating. Again by condensation we can get this water. Now irreversible change. You can see the example over here. The banana is going to be ripe. Now it becomes black. Again we will get this banana or what? No, it's not possible. Now blooming of flower also. A bud is converted in the form of flower. Never it get again as a bud. Yes. Now see, a burning of paper also a change of irreversible change. A paper ash we never convert in the form of paper. A flour is converted in the form of biscuits, right? This biscuits again we not convert in the form of flour. Now expansion and contraction of the material. Some materials expands on heating and some contracts on cooling. Heating makes the particle expand and becomes loose. Cooling makes the particle contracts and become tight. The amount of expansion differ in the solid, liquid as gases also. Cooling does not opposite of heating. Cooling causes a material to contract. Solids contracts the least while the gases contract the most. Now this is the difference and it is given in your textbook also. Please note it in your notebook. Right? This is the contraction of solid, liquid and gases. Now, applications of expansion and contraction. By this, we can do something. See, the jammed metal lid of a jam jar can be opened by heating, right? The jar is in how? If the cap of the jam bottle is tight, just heat it, it will become loose and you can open it properly. The fact that material expands on heating is used in thermometer. In many thermometers, mercury is used. When the bulb of thermometer comes in contact with a hot object, the mercury expands. Because of that only, mercury is useful in the knowing temperature. When the electric lines are never hung tightly between the poles, why we can't tightly tie the wires of electrical port to the electrical poles? Because when heat will be there, when sunlight is more, that time it becomes loose and it will become hanging. That's why wires in the outside environment are subjected to extreme weather conditions ranging from acute hot to cold temperature. A tight wire on contraction in winter can snap. Now, so this is the revise of reversible change, irreversible change, physical change, chemical change, right? Thank you.